30 seconds and counting.
Hey, what's good, yo? Welcome back to another video. It's Anish. I'm joined with Roman and Drew, and today we're back at it again with another mock draft. We're only doing 3 rounds, not to drag it too long, but if you enjoy these types of videos, be sure to hit the subscribe button down below. It really means a lot to us. But without further ado, let's get started. So as y'all know, at the conclusion of the regular season, we have the 3rd pick in the NFL draft, and it's very exciting. It's been a long time since we had a first round pick, and the first round pick that we get after a while is a top 5, top 3 pick. So it's really great to have a pretty high pick. And without further ado, let's get started with the draft. And in this one, we're not going to do any trades, just to see what would happen if we just kept our respective draft picks. So in the first 3 rounds, we have 1 first, 1 second, and 2 thirds. That other third came from the Roby trade. So without further ado, let's get started. So it looks like Aiden Hutchinson goes first, with Kyle Hamilton going second. So to me, I think we're going to draft Thibodeau. What do y'all think?
Yeah, we're definitely going to go with Kayvon Thibodeau here. I can't see the Texans passing up on Kayvon, especially with their only even remotely decent pass rusher being Jonathan Grenard. You definitely need to put a superstar alongside this defensive line to make them good, because right now it's really limited, and you're going to need to add a star like Kayvon Thibodeau.
Yeah, I feel like it's pretty obvious. Kayvon Thibodeau, clearly the best player on the board for right now. And he's pretty much been the consensus #1 pick for like almost a year now. And to get him at 3, to get that type of player, that type of motor, and everything that he brings to the team, to get him at 3, that's just a dream come true. But yeah, it's pretty obvious. Let's go Kayvon.
All right, so we get Thibodeau to solidify our edge. And so it looks like a lot of names. Pickett goes at 9, Corral goes at 11. Okay, I hate this feature on the Draft Network. It always calls. Okay. Let me see if we can mute this site. Oh. Sorry about that. Yeah, that's the one annoying part of the Draft Network. Okay, so our second round pick is pick 37. So let's see. We addressed edge. What are y'all thinking here based on the best available right now?
The best available player overall has to be Daxton Hill. He's the best player on the board right here. But just in general, Daxton Hill is probably the most versatile defensive back in the entire NFL draft. He can play a little bit of slot corner, a lot of safety, a little bit of linebacker. He flies around the field. He's got great ball skills. And especially with Justin Reed likely leaving in free agency, you're going to need Daxton Hill to that secondary.
Yeah, there's a bunch of great options here. Of course, Daxton Hill, Trent McDuffie, and then, of course, Darian Kennard, a guy that can help boost our interior offensive line. But, I have to agree. Daxton Hill is probably the best choice to go here, especially with our safety core, like Drew said, with Justin Reed leaving. Eric Murray, we don't know what's exactly going to happen yet. Maybe he gets restructured. Maybe he gets cut. We're not. And then Lonnie Johnson with his transition back to cornerback. We don't really have a solidified safety right now. Most teams at least have one. But we don't even have one. Other than Eric Murray, of course. But who knows what's going to happen to him. But yeah, Daxton Hill, add him to the DB room. As we said, he's very versatile. Can play cornerback a little bit. Can play a little bit of linebacker. But primarily going to be a safety for us. So yeah, let's just add the best player on the board right now.
Yeah, it seems like a great pick. Yeah, like you said, I'm pretty intrigued by Kennard because our O-line definitely needs some help as well. And then Trent McDuffie's probably like a top 5 cornerback in this draft class. So that could be a good pick. And he's projected, his rank is 37, which our pick is 37. But yeah, I think Daxton Hill, it would be a great pick here. So let's go ahead with that. So far we drafted all defense so far with our first 2 picks. A lot of great names going off the board now. God. Okay. We're not going to do any trades. I know Nick Cassera will probably do some trades, but just trying to see what happens if we don't do any trades. So let's see. So far we drafted edge and safety. I think our approach would be best player available here, but Fit also matters as well. So what are y'all thinking here based on these names?
There's some big players that you see right here. You got Kyron Williams, Henry, Toto, you got Nick Benito. Um, Isaiah Likely is a pretty solid tight end. Same for Jalen Weidermeyer, but I don't think the Texans would go tight end in the third round. Look for them to do that maybe in the fifth round. I know Brandon Smith is a pretty good linebacker out of Penn State, but the top guy for me would definitely either be Kyron Williams, Henry Toto.
Right here, I probably have to agree. Let's see. Click on Color Gordon real quick. Let's see. 6 foot, cornerback Washington. I mean, adding another DB right here wouldn't hurt, but I think going running back with Kyron Williams. As of next year, all we have on the roster is Rex Burkhead, and I believe Scotty Phillips are signed for another year. Of course, we know David Johnson is a free agent this upcoming offseason. So adding another young running back, I don't think that'll be the worst option here. I know it's still kind of early, the third round, on a team that needs a bunch of pieces, has a bunch of holes. But adding a running back to the offense to help Davis Mills, take some pressure off of him, take some pressure off of Brandon Cooks in the receiving game possibly, put him out wide, maybe in the slot sometimes, running back screens. You can do a bunch of different things with Kyron Williams. And he's a down to the ground, he runs very low to the ground. He's a very powerful runner. He can run through tackles. He has a very good jump cut. And I think Kyron Williams, he could probably be one of the top 3 running backs in his draft class. Pretty likely, probably. So I'm right here. Yeah, I'll probably have to go with Kyron. But let's see.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like you said, adding more weapons, giving more weapons for Davis Mills. And as you know, there's no really real future at running back for us right now. Like, there's not much young talent we can go off of. So definitely giving Mills another weapon, getting a young guy in the running back room would be a good choice. And since it's in the third round, it's pretty good value here. So I think I definitely like this pick. So there we get a running back. And let's see. So all right, there we go. So so far we got edge, safety, running back. Some names that are still on there: Darion Beavers. Yeah. So what do y'all think here? Like, as far as should we go with more defense, or should we get some weapons? What do y'all think?
Yeah, I would go to receivers real quick just to see who's there. I want to see if we can sneak a little wide receiver in here, but it doesn't look to be too much available. I know Alex Pierce is a little bit underrated kind of guy from Cincinnati, but I think I can go with my draft crush here and Nick Benito, guy who was kind of thought to be possible top 10 pick at one point. Oklahoma's defense kind of fell off, but that doesn't necessarily mean that Nick Benito fell off here. We got him in another mock draft months and weeks ago, and he's really versatile. He can pass rush, he can cover, he can run sideline to sideline, he can do anything you want. I know there's a little bit of uncertainty within the coaching staff, and I still think that he would be able to fit in Lovie Smith's 4-3 Tampa 2 scheme because he can kind of do it all. But if the Texans were to get a guy like Gerard Mayo as the head coach or Brian Flores as the head coach, he would just be absolutely insane. You saw Matthew Judon and Gerard Mayo's scheme this season. It looks a pretty fair comparison, actually. Seeing Matt Judon do a little coverage, too, for the Patriots. He's been really solid and a great pass rusher. And Brian Flores, you got, like, the Jalen Phillips, the really fast pass rushers. Nick Benito would fit that role, too. So, really, whatever we do, Nick Benito should be able to find a way to play and be really good.
Yeah, click on Brenton Cox real quick. So 250. I think he had 9 sacks this year. I was reading up on him on a previous mock draft we did in a different video. But Brenton Cox, I know what is he? He's a 3-4 outside linebacker, so it wouldn't really fit our scheme, I guess, the best. Nick Benito would probably be the better player in our scheme at least. So yeah, I think Nick Benito is probably the better pick right here, just for the fact of scheme fit, and we don't really know exactly what our head coach / I guess future, and just in terms of all coaches really. But yeah, I think he would fit the most in a Tampa 2-4-3 defensive scheme.
Yeah,
for Nick Benito.
Yeah, according to the Draft Network, his prospect comparison is Hassan Reddick, which is a pretty good comparison in my opinion. And it says he can play off-ball linebacker, so he'd play like a different role for us if needed. So this would be a nice pick in my opinion, considering the other ones. But yeah, let's go ahead and draft him. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this mock draft video. So I think this haul is great. Getting Thibodeau, who I think will actually happen, like us landing Thibodeau, even though it might be a small chance of him going 1 or 2. I actually think that we have a solid chance at getting him, and then getting Daxton Hill, safety, Kyron Williams, running back, and Nick Benito, edge from Oklahoma.
Yeah, and not to mention that there is mutual interest between guys like Aiden Hutchinson and Kevon Thibodeau to be able to come to Houston. I just feel like that's interesting based on the future of the 3 teams in the top 3, that it's good to see that they already have a little bit of interest coming to Houston.
Oh yeah, and going back to what Anish said about that Kevon has a very solid chance of falling to Houston to our laps. The Jaguars, they really need a left tackle. I think Robinson is gonna be leaving in free agency, or they're gonna part with him some way, whether it's a cut or something. But I feel like the Jaguars could very well go Evan Newen number 1, and then Lions going, of course, Aiden Hutchinson, their hometown guy, at number 2, and then leaving Kayvon to fall to us at 3. So that would probably be the best scenario for us. We get that consensuous number 1 player for almost over a year now. And then, of course, safety, help add to the DB room, and then the running back for the offense. And then another edge that could be very versatile on our defense. So, yeah, I would say it's pretty solid job.
Yeah, and I know we didn't do any trade downs here, but definitely expect Nick Cassiera to trade down at all. I mean, like, say like there's no Thibodeau or Hutchinson at 3. Kyle Hamilton would be a good choice too. Maybe he trades down, because a lot of people are kind of against drafting a safety in the top 3 apparently, from what I've been seeing on social media. So maybe like trade down, get more picks in the top 100 top 100. That would be a great get. I mean, you could do so many things with having the number 3rd pick in the NFL draft. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the video. Let us know your thoughts on this mock draft. And as always, be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications. Thank you all for watching. Peace.